everyone. I got back from Japan and I just wanted to share with you how nice my trip has been, some of the good things, some of the bad things, and that's why I've been gone for so long. So, near the end of last month, I was lucky enough to go to Japan, and I say lucky because I met this wonderful girlfriend who helped me to go on this trip because travel is expensive. And I gotta say, flying to Japan on Japan Airlines has been a very fun experience because their economy class is basically business class. They give you multiple really nice meals and they give you so much more room than we used to. Flying has become kind of like the most torturous experience it can get. It keeps getting worse every year. It's just like you look at how it used to be and it was much nicer. But Japan Airlines was pretty fun to fly on. I gotta say also, you know how when you fly on a plane and like the beginning, like there are screens in the back of the seats, they're gonna play this unmutable, undarkenable video. And I get that it's for safety. So that safety part, I'm not worried about the safety instructional videos that everyone's gonna probably ignore anyway. Yeah. But they also play all these advertisements about where to travel, and you have to watch them. They're like forcing you to watch them. Like, is my flight ad subsidized now? Why are these tickets so expensive and yet they are still advertising to me? What? That's just wild. Like, what if I'm tired? I have to watch like two unskippable ads in order to turn off my screen and just like go the heck to sleep. That's crazy to me. I think it was nicer when they didn't have screens in the back of the seats. Or if they just give you unlimited Wi-Fi and you just use your phone. That'd be nice. Now, anyway, on to Japan, the nice things. I highly recommend. Oh, we went to Tokyo, Kyoto, and Fukuoka. And if you haven't heard of Fukuoka, it's the big island in the bottom left of Japan, I think it was. Yeah. And that was the birthplace of tonkotsu ramen. And I had never heard of Fukuoka, and a lot of tourists also had not heard of Fukuoka because there weren't very many tourists there. But let's go in order. We started landing in Tokyo, and we checked into a five-star hotel. This one was run by Japan. It was the new Otani. It was originally built for like the Olympics or something, and then it turned into a hotel full service afterwards. It was pretty nice. Uh, each of the hotels I stayed in had these tiny little paper packages full of like useful things that they were like it's disposable, you can take it with you. So I have a flippable hairbrush that's also a comb that when you fold it together, the backs of it lock up like a clamshell and it protects it from the items in your purse. So that was really neat. So that was like, big score. I put that away. And the food inside there, I had to get used to the portion size. I usually eat a little more, and it wasn't very much, and it was very expensive, but very good. In Tokyo, there are so many touristy things. Like, you can tell they're targeted towards tourists because, first off, they're all in English. And then they say, like, please try this thing. It's like the most famous thing in Japan or something. Like, we went to a Wagyu beef place, which is like, like Kobe beef is a type of Wagyu beef. It's like really fatty beef. It's really yummy. And they upcharged us so much and even didn't give us a very high grade beef. And it was okay, I guess, but you could tell they were putting on a big show. But the food was still very good. I really enjoyed Tokyo. I know you're supposed to go to like Akihabara if you really like anime, and I really like anime, but I was honestly looking for some gifts for my friends and I couldn't find some of the ones that they wanted. So It was just me dragging my girlfriend around, and props to her, she stuck it out, even though she has no interest in this. She stuck it out, and we, just kept looking for. It was like Uma Musume stuff that one of my friends really wanted. So I couldn't find it. Eventually, I settled for like a bag of chips that was Uma Musume, branded with the trading card pack in the back. And yeah, that was what he's gonna get when I meet up with him because I couldn't find anything else. Anyway, we went through Akihabara. It was okay. It was raining, so we didn't stay for too long. The public transport, I gotta say, was super great compared to America, which is where I'm from, because you just load up this thing called a Suica card, and then you just tap it on everything. Like, you want to take a train, Suica card. You want to eat a meal at 7-Eleven, Suica card. Several restaurants, many restaurants also take a Suica card. Bus, a Suica card. You just slap this card on everything. It's so great. I mean, it's like if you could use your credit card on public transportation. Normally you can't because it would like take forever. Can you imagine like 50 people in a line? It's like beep, and then you wait like 3 seconds, and they walk through, and like 50th person, there's like 2 minutes have already passed. You're like, no. So there's a little bit of getting used to, but I gotta say, Tokyo was very fun. Went to the cutest little cafe, and then after that, we took a train, a high-speed train called the Shinkansen, to Kyoto. And I liked the train a lot more than I liked flying. It was difficult to figure out what exactly kind of tickets I had to buy. We bought the wrong tickets and we had to pay for the ride afterwards when the security person got mad at us when we tried to leave. But I'll just tell you about the train experience. This train has been in Tokyo since like the 60s or the 70s. I looked it up while I was writing it, and it has served billions of people, and it has had 0 fatalities, even when a train derailed during an earthquake. That is insane. It goes super fast, it's super safe, you get a lot more room than you do on an airplane. It's a lot less loud than on an airplane. And it's like you don't take the whole day to go from Tokyo to Kyoto. It's like for me, if I was in like, I don't know, like Las Vegas and I wanted to go to like San Francisco, it would take a long time driving. But if I had that train going there, it would only take a few hours. Like maybe like an hour or two. I really wish we had this in America. And I know American trains are like way less safe, but the fact that this thing has been operating for decades and hasn't even killed one single person yet, it means trains aren't unsafe. It just means like, America's kind of bad at trains. Yeah. Well, anyway, it was nice. Then we went over to Kyoto, and Kyoto's kind of like Tokyo, but they like very touristy, lots of shrines and temples. We went to some of them, but the buildings aren't as tall in a lot of the places, which is kind of nice. They have like little like charming little streets. Got to try some dango there. I really like dango. People were selling them in both the shrines, like the tourist attractions and all that, like the stands by them. And if you don't know what dango is, it's like this rice ball, like beat up rice mochi thing, and then they grill it and make it crunchy, and then you put some sweet soy sauce on the outside, and it's like so good. Try some. Okay. I got a huge taste for yuzu drink there. Yuzu is like this lemony drink. I mean, yuzu is a type of lemon fruit. It's just, I like it more than lemon. Before this limeade was like my big weakness. Now I like yuzu drinks. I have to find them around here. And in Kyoto, we went around and shopped a bit. Um, I went to the Pokemon Center. That was fun. What was that in? That was in Tokyo, maybe. I don't remember. It was kind of like a blur. It was like I was jet lagged the whole time, moving around. I think I was probably Tokyo. Anyway, Kyoto. That was only a very short, only 2 days. Then we took the train again, Shinkansen, down to Fukuoka. Now this is where it gets really cool. Oh no, first the hotel in Kyoto. The hotel in Kyoto was what they call a ryokan. Ryokans are so much nicer than 5-star hotels because you get so much more space. And the bathrooms are so lovely. We got our own private onsen. It was like giant bathtub, and you could just soak. And right next to it is like a shower that you're supposed to rinse off before you get inside. You just soak there and get warm and forget all your troubles. And it feels so nice after walking around all day. I was like, every single day I stayed there, I would just like hop in the onsen. Well, my girlfriend didn't really care much for it, so I got the whole thing to myself, and it was so nice. And during that time, I also got a little dysphoric, and my girlfriend went out in the rain. It was always raining, in the rain, to a 7-Eleven and got me all these snacks, and I really love her for that. That was such an act of kindness from her. I could like taste the kindness in these cheap potato snacks, and they were actually, they're very good cheap potato snacks. But it was really like this meant more to me than the expensive sushi, than the omakases, than the fancy ramens. I guess it was like really bad for me, but I ate them all and I felt a lot better, a lot less dysphoric because when you're walking around and tired and there's like all these beautiful people around you, and then all this targeted advertisement towards tourists, and then you get misgendered like 3 or 4 times, you start feeling kind of bad, even if you're on vacation. Okay, now to Fukuoka. We took a train to Fukuoka. We stayed in this place, like, it was this giant mall with a river running through it. It was pretty fun. Uh, Bought some stuff in the mall. We had ramen in the mall that was okay, but the churros on the bottom floor were actually the best churros I've ever eaten my whole life, which was weird because, it's Japan. Went back and got bigger churros. And we also had ramen outside of the mall. Hunted down this place called Shinshin. It was really, really good ramen. We stayed in one line, in 1 hour line, waiting against locals, and there were like no tourists because tourists like Tokyo, Kyoto, and what was it, Osaka. But this place, like nobody's heard of Fukuoka, right? I mean, maybe you have, but like a lot fewer people were touristy. It looked like more people were just not walking around with luggages and carrying cameras everywhere. And it was nice. It was nice. I know I was a tourist. I am part of the problem. I'm happy to admit that. My girlfriend is not happy to admit that. But Fukuoka, the food is really good in Fukuoka. The sights are really pretty to see in Fukuoka because you can go to castle ruins. A lot of places have castle ruins, and I swear all their keeps are burned down by now because Japan is super old and each keep is like older than America even is. But you can check them all out, and honestly, I liked the Fukuoka one the most. It was just nice and peaceful because it was less busy, less people. And overall, I guess by the time I flew back, oh, my flight was not great coming back. There was some smelly guy next to me who smelled a lot like super strong mint. Like, I don't know what happened. It wasn't like toothpaste mint, it was like hurting and burning my eyes, like menthol to the max. And he was like right next to me, and he would eat crunchy food all the time, chewing super loudly. And this was like a 10, 12 hour flight. I was like, no, please, just if you have to eat, just eat. But like, why are you still eating? You have to fill up at some point. Please. He was just kind of like rude to me. I don't know if it was because I looked like kind of trans, but he was just like, I don't care what the fuck you're doing. He's like, I'm looking out the window. And I'm like, okay, sure. I was just like, hey, dude, can I help you? And then, oh my God. Anyway, that I was so exhausted. I was so jet lagged, and we got 1 hour of sleep afterwards and went right back to work. So that is where I've been. I really hope that if you consider going to Japan, I mean, give Fukuoka a shot. I really liked it there. It was really pretty. And you can still check out the other places too. Just like don't cross that one off your list. The ramen there is amazing. Okay, bye. Love you.